Hello guys, welcome back to Danya Decodes YouTube channel. As I told you in the introduction video, I will start the journey of Java full stack development or software development. Before starting the journey of Java full stack development, let me clearly explain you the concept of software. So, what is the software? Okay, let me explain you with a simple diagram so that you can understand it clearly. Okay, so consider this as your mobile phone. In this mobile phone, like you have many apps, right? You have Instagram. Nowadays, like no one cannot live without Instagram. So at least 2 to 3 hours you need to spend in Instagram. So everyone watches reels, and so Instagram is our favorite, right? We have others like Facebook and so many other apps. Like we have phone pay. We have phone pay, and we have Paytm, YouTube, WhatsApp, and many others, right? So, what are all these? Instagram, Facebook, PhonePe, what are all these? These are all the applications, right? These are all the basically applications. So, how to build an application and what all this? Let me tell you later. So, I'm telling you the concept of software. So, first, let me explain you what is a software. So, what is Instagram, Facebook, PhonePe? These are all the applications. So, take the example of PhonePe, right? Okay. Take the example of PhonePe. So in PhonePe, what do you see? So basically, in PhonePe, when you log in into the PhonePe, what can you see in the home page? Like you see, you see check balance. You see check balance. You see, you see recharge, right? You see recharge, and next you see loan and transaction, and next check history. So these are all as check history. So basically, this all we see in a PhonePe application when you log in. In the homepage, this check the balance and next recharge, loan, transaction check history. So these are all available or visible on the homepage of the PhonePe, right? So basically, how are all this created? How are all this created? So basically, software, let me tell you in simple terms, software is a collection of programs which is used to perform several tasks based on the business requirement. So, in starting, PhonePe used to have only check balance, transaction, and like check history. That's it. So later, like based on the business requirements, they started to integrate this loan, and now we have gold loan and many others. Like you have others also. Like okay, nice. Very at the beginning of the PhonePe application, used to have only like transaction, check history, check balance, very basic needs of the transaction application, right? But later on, this PhonePe, they used to integrate based on the business requirement, like many others. Like we have now loans, gold and silver, loans, and like we have electricity bills, we have mutual funds, we have insurance, we have travel and transit, like where we can book flights and we can book trains. So many other has been integrated into this software. So basically, what is software? So software is a collection of programs which is used to perform several tasks like check balance, recharge, loan, transaction, and check history. And this all tasks based on the business requirement. So they can integrate many other tasks. So based on the business requirement to run an application. So not only PhonePe, guys, we have many other applications like WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram. So this every application performs some several tasks based on the business requirement. So this is nothing but the concept of software. Okay. So like how this Instagram, Facebook, PhonePe, WhatsApp is visible to you. So it's visible on and you use mobile, you use laptop, like you use any other devices, like so these applications are visible only like on mobile laptop. What are all this mobile laptop and these are all some mash machines, right? These are all the machines. So what is machine? It is a hardware. So basically this software is developed to communicate with the hardware, right? If a software is built, it should be communicated with the hardware, then only an application is visible to you, right? Without mobile, without laptop, these applications weren't visible to you. So software is used to communicate with the hardwares. So software, we have the another definition. It is an automated solution for the real time problem. Okay, so next, like software is made up of three components, guys. Okay, I hope you have understood the concept of software. But next, going to the next part, software is made up of three components. Okay, what are the three components? Let me tell you. As I told you, software is made up of three components. So first, let me tell you what are these three components. Okay, so first component is front end, second component is backend, third component is database. Okay, what are all this? So I know, like you might not understand what are all this. So let me tell you. So basically, you know what this Instagram, Facebook, phone pay, these are all the applications, right? So to build any or to develop any applications, you should have these three components. So this front end, back end, database are required to develop any application. Okay, so what is front end, what is back end, one what is database? Let me explain you with a simple diagram. Front end, backend, and database. Let me explain you with a simple diagram. It will be very interesting. Listen carefully, but please do avoid my drawing skills. So, he is a male human being. Okay, I know it doesn't look like a male, but please consider this as a male human being. Okay, he is a male human being. So, let me name him as Nippa. Okay, he's a male human being named Nippa. So he was born around 2000, like he was born around 2000s. Like this scenario was in 2000, around 2010s. Okay, let us consider like it took place around 2010s. Okay, during that time we used to not have mobile phones. You would have like normal phones, like not smartphones. So Nibba, it does not have a mobile phone. So but he had a girlfriend named Nibbi. So he was missing his girlfriend Nibbi. So he wants to message her. He wants to chat with her. So what it done? Like we have cyber cafes, right? So he went to nearby cyber cafe, and then after going to cyber cafe, like he took one system and like he sat before the system, and then like in the system, like he entered Google, right? So basically, what is Google? Like Google is a web client. So whatever you are searching for or whatever you are requesting for, it will send that request to the server. So basically, let me not tell you what server is. I'll tell you what is server, what is this all. Okay. So basically, Google is a web client. So we users, whenever we are approaching Google, whenever we are sending some request, so in Google, so Google, I told you it is a web client, right? In Google, search for let me search for okay okay, wait for 1 minute. Okay, in Google, let me search for WhatsApp, sorry, Facebook. Okay, Facebook. So what Nibba done? Like Nibba went to cyber cafe. In cyber cafe, he took one system, and in that system, he entered, like he searched for Google, and in Google, what I told, Google is a web client. So whatever you're requesting for, it will give you the response. So basically, in Google, you search for Facebook. So Google sent a request. So what did Google done? So basically, Google sent a request, guys. Okay, request to the server. So in the server, like basically Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, these are all the servers. So whenever this Google client sends the request to the server, like we have WhatsApp, Facebook, Okay, Instagram, Insta, so many other, like we have many other applications. So these are all the servers. So whenever Google web client, so let me write here, so Google is a web client. So what is, so Facebook, WhatsApp, Insta, these are all the servers. These are all the server. So basically Google, what it does, like Google send a request. So Google send a request to the server to like search for the Facebook. So what Nibba done, like Nibba searched for the Facebook. So Google sent the request to the server, and in the server it searched for the Facebook. So like server send back the response. So what a server sent? Send back the response. So server sent response back, that is Facebook IP address. So it's in the Facebook response. So what now Nibba is visible like on the system. Now when the response is back, like you can see on the, so on the screen you can see a Facebook page. Okay, because the server sent back the response, right? So Facebook application has opened now. So we can see the Facebook. So this application, so Facebook application has been opened, and you can see the sign up, sign up page. So you can see the sign up page. So in sign up page, what all like you can see basically you can see a name, right? You can see name, right? You can see name, you can see password, you can see contact, you can see email, and then it will, and then you can see like what sign up. So you can see sign up here. You can see sign up button. So after filling all the details, name, password, contact, and email, so you can sign up. So after this sign up, next, where does it take? So in every application, the first page will be the same. Like you can see the sign up page, right? In every application, whatever. First, you need to create the account, right? So for creating the account, you need to sign up. So after sign up, look, like next, where does it take? Like directly it will be taken to the home page? No, right? So after sign up, we need to log in, right? Yeah. So after sign up, we need to log in. So after sign up, like directly can't go to the home page as I told you. So next, what will be there? Login page, right? Yeah. So login page will be visible to you. So login page. So this is the login page. So in this login page, what and again, like it will be asking. So in every application of the sign up page, in the login page, it will again ask you for name and password. So name and password, right? It will be again asking for name and password. So name and password, name and password. So after entering your name and password, so if you log in, okay, after entering the name and password, what you have given in the sign up page, if you enter the same name and password in the login page also, so after clicking login, so next it will be directing you to the, it will be redirecting you to the home page now. So now it will redirect you to the home page, right? In the home page, you can see what in the Facebook home page, you can see reels going on and next chat and everything. So now Nibba, what it does, Nibba here he'll go to the Facebook home page, and after going to the Facebook home page, he finds his girlfriend account, and then he chats with his girlfriend. So basically, what this sign up page, login page, this home page are all, these are all the pages that are visible to the users, right? So you can see this all the pages, sign up page, login page, and home page. So these are all visible to you. So what and all the pages are visible to you, this is basically called as front end, right? So the sign up page, login page, and home page, what are all you can see it is visible to you. This is called as the front end. So what is this front end? What you are seeing, what the users is able to see, it is visible, that is called as front end. So basically, to build a front end means this sign up page, this login page, and this home page, what are all you're seeing. So to build these pages or to build this front end, you need to learn technologies like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So now to build a complex full stack projects, you need also to learn React.js. So React.js is something like which is complex and like you can easily build like more beautiful full stack projects, apps, applications. So React.js. So basically, these are all the front end technologies that are used to build this front end pages like sign up page, login page, home page, what are all this visible to the users. So these are all built using the front end technologies. So in this journey, I am going to explain you all these front-end technologies, that is HTML, CSS, and JavaScript and React.js. So these four technologies I'll be teaching you and in a simple way so that you can build this front-end part. Like sign up page you can build the login page, you can build the home page. So I'll tell you the one more thing. Like you have the other concept like static pages and dynamic pages, guys. So static pages and dynamic pages. Okay, what is static and dynamic pages? So, giving you the example of static and dynamic. So, okay, you'll open an Instagram application. Okay, Instagram application. So before opening the Instagram application, like you don't have the account. So what you do, like even I don't have an account, and even you don't have an account. So you will create an account. Even I'll create an account. So you'll create an account, I'll create an account, and then later the same process. You'll sign up first. You'll sign up. Even I will also sign up. That is the same process. So later you will log in, and even I will also log in. So this process is same, right? So after login, like the homepage what you see and what the homepage what I see will be different, right? So your profile is different and my profile is different, your name is different and my name is different, and the homepage like what is visible to you is different from my homepage, right? So totally, so static pages means, so basically sign up pages and login pages are the static pages that will be same for everyone. For you, for me, for everyone, this sign up page, login page, this are all will be visible and will be same for every user. So this is called as static. Static is means nothing but static means nothing but what? It's constant. It does not change. So static does not change with the users. It will be same to all the users. So this is the static pages. So what is dynamic then? So dynamic, as I told you, home page will be differing, right? Your home page is different. Your profile picture is different. Your yeah, followers are different, and my followers are different. So basically, this will be differing, right? So dynamic means it will be changing. So user to user, it will be changing. So this is called as a static and dynamic. So this is another concept I wanted to tell you. In and sign up and the home pages are front end parts. But as I told you, the sign up and login pages are static pages and home pages are dynamic pages. So, but the sign up and login pages are built using the HTML CSS technologies. Okay, but this home page will be differing from one user to another user. Even though a sign up and login page remains same for every user, but this home page will be differing, right? So home page is like built using this JSP or PHP technologies, but sign up and login page are built using the HTML and CSS technologies. So let me explain you like what is backend and database now. So we are clear. I hope you are clear with the front end part. Like now let's start database and the backend. Okay. So what is backend and what is database? Now we can see the sign up page, right? So login page and the home page. These pages that users interact are called the front end, as I told you. But what happens when we click the sign up button? The user's name, email, password, and contact details needs to be stored somewhere, right? Securely. The process of receiving this data or validating it and storing it in the database and sending the response back is called the backend. So, in simple words, backend is the part of the software that works behind the scenes. Okay, users cannot see it directly like the front end, but it handles all the important operations. So, basically, backend is the logic or the functionality. So, backend is the logic or functionality. So, um, so for every front end part you are able to see, there is some logic or functionality that is the backend that is running behind the scenes, that is called the backend part. Okay. For Java, people save it as signup.java, and for Python, people save it as signup.py. Py. So basically, in this backend file, we have the code. Okay, we have code like logic or functionality, basically code logic or functionality that is driving the front end part. So that is driving both the front end and that is storing the data securely in the database. So this is about the backend. So for example, when a user signs up, the backend stores the data in the database. When a user logs in, the backend checks whether the username and the password are correct. When the user opens the home page, the backend fetches the required data and sends it to the front end. So basically, technologies that are commonly used for backend are Java, Python, and we have PHP. But more more famous, or like nowadays, which technologies we are using? Like more, Java, Python we are using. So for the full stack development, like we have Python full stack development and Java full stack development. So these are the backend technologies that we'll be using. So this is about the backend. So basically, front end is what users see, and back end is the brain that processes the data and makes everything work. So it is basically logic or functionality. So now let me tell you about the database. What is database? So, database is a place where software stores and manages data permanently. So, think of a database like a digital storeroom, just like a school keeps student records in files, and applications store user information in the database, right? Like that. So, basically, this is the database. So, in the database, you have rows and columns, guys. So, basically, what is rows and columns? So, basically, rows and columns, right? You know what are rows and columns, right? In a table, rows and columns. So basically columns are the fields. Like example, in the sign up page you take, we have a name, password, contact and email. These are all the fields that will be stored as a columns in the table. And rows, basically what are all the data you are entering, like name Danya, password 123, contact like 9900, like that, and email, your email. So these are all details will be stored as the rows, and in columns part, this name, password, contact, email will be stored. So basically in this database table, this data will be stored. So when a user signs up on the Facebook and enters their name, email, contact number and the password, this backend receives this information and stores it in the database. Like how many users enter their name, password, contact, email, it will be stored as the rows, and in columns this name, password, contact, email will be stored. So basically, later when the user logs in the backend checks the entered details. Okay, when the user logs in, right? If the name and password the user gave in the sign up page, if the same will be entered in the login page, then the backend checks whether it validates it. First, the backend checks whether the name and password entered is there in the database or not. So it checks the details against the data stored in the database. So if it is there in the database, then it's logs in. So if the name and the password is not matching with the database, at that time it throws a error. So it throws an error like an invalid password or invalid name. So without a database, applications would not be able to remember the users. So there will be millions of users, right? So they cannot remember the users and messages or any other information. So the database is important for an application. Finally, I've explained you what is front end, what is back end, and what is database. So, software consists of these three components. So, to build any application, front end is required, back end is required, and database is required. So, I've explained you three of this. So, in this journey, to build an application, so front end, back end, and database like is required. I told you. So, to build this front end, to build this database, and to build this back end, what and all technologies we will be using? I'll tell you first, okay? And later in this journey, I'll start and every technology like parallelly to explain you. Like front end one technology I'll be telling you, and back end one technology I'll be telling you, and the database parallelly I'll be explaining you all these technologies. Okay, so these all three are required to build any application. So to build an application, first of all, these three are required, and in that like technologies, what and all I'll be teaching you, I'll tell you. Okay. So in the front end, like I will teach you HTML. Okay, I'll teach you HTML, guys. And as I told you, front end part, I'll teach you HTML. Okay, just give me 1 minute. HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and React JS. Okay, and in backend, this is a backend, right? So in backend, I'll explain you Python and Java. So I'll explain you Python and Java. And in database, I'll be explaining you MySQL and Oracle. MySQL and Oracle, guys. I'll be explaining you MySQL and Oracle. Okay. So this is front end, and this is back end, and this is database. I hope the concept is clear to you. So to build any application, front end, back end, and database is required. So to build this front end, back end, and database, these technologies are required. So for front end, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and React, and for back end, Python and Java, like anything. Like for front end, like you can use HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and together, or you can only use React JS. And in the back end, you can use like any of the technologies. Like you can use, if you're interested in Python, you can use Python. Like if you're interested in Java, you can use Java. And next in the database, you can learn MySQL, so Oracle. So every, like in the database, if you learn one technology, it's similar to the other technology. So in backend, if you learn any one language, it's enough, like either Python or Java. And in front end, you can like it's basically like HTML, CSS, JavaScript together. If you use, it's okay, or if you use React, it's enough. So basically these are all the technologies I'll be teaching you guys. Okay. And not only these technologies, like I'll be teaching you all the frameworks also. So for Python, like for Python, guys, for Python you will be for Python, there is a framework called Django. Okay. For Python, there's a framework called Django. Just give me 1 minute, guys. So for Java, I'll be teaching you Spring Boot, Spring and Spring Boot. Okay, so for Python framework is the Django, and for Java frameworks are Spring and Spring Boot. So basically, like for Python full stack development, we'll be using Python Django, and for Java full stack development, you'll be learning Java, Spring, and Spring Boot technologies. So basically, you might have a doubt like what is framework. So framework is something that have like that is like inbuilt functionalities, guys. So let me give an example. Okay, if you want to cook something like in home, you'll start it from scratch, right? For example, you want to make a biryani, you want to prepare a biryani. So what you do, like you bring all the items required for biryani, so you'll prepare it from the scratch, and it will take around 1 hour of time to prepare biryani at home. So this is one way. If so you are hungry, so you'll prepare the biryani. It will take you, you'll consume 1 hour of time, and later you'll prepare and you will have. So the other way is nowadays look like 80% of the time we'll order only, right? 20% if we are in home, like we'll prepare the biryani. So 80% of the time, like we'll order. So ordering is the best. So best. So if you order, it will be reached in 20 to 30 minutes of the time. So basically, what you should understand here is, so we are preparing biryani from the scratch, okay, in home. But in the second way, we are ordering. We are ordering is like it's in from hotel, from some hotel. We are ordering the biryani. So in that hotel, they have already prepared the biryani. We are just ordering it and we are having it. So there is there already they have done. They have already prepared the biryani. Just we are ordering and we are having because we are hungry. Here, the first way we are preparing the biryani and we are having. So we are first way we are building it from the scratch. But the second way they already have prepared it. We are just ordering it and having it. So basically from this example, what you need to learn. So framework is like a framework is something that already have the inbuilt functionalities. Okay, that already have inbuilt functionalities and libraries. So you no need to have build it from the scratch. So you no need to build it from the scratch. You already have the ready-made libraries and the functionalities. So if you import it, you can directly build a complex like a beautiful web application. So framework is something that, guys. I'll explain you frameworks like Django to like in Python and Spring Boot and Spring in the Java full stack later. Clearly you'll get understand. Next, programming. What is programming? Programming is a set of instructions that are given to a machine or a platform. What is machine? So machine can be desktop, machine can be laptop, machine can be system or anything to perform specific tasks. So program or programming is a set of instructions that are given to a machine to perform a specific tasks. So what is a task? So let me give you an example. So take an example of add function. Okay. So this is a small add function. A add a comma b return a plus b result is equals to, give me 1 minute guys, result is equals to add of 10 comma 20 and then print result. So basically what we are writing here is a program. So program is a set of instructions. I'm giving a instructions. So I'm giving add of a comma b, return a plus b, and then result is equals to, and then print this result. So basically these are all what set of instructions that are given to a machine to perform specific task. In this case, what is a task? That is addition. So this is the program or programming definition concept. Next, what is programming language? Actually, programming language is something that we use to communicate with the systems. So, you know what is language, right? We have many languages all over the world. We use English, Hindi, Kannada, Telugu to speak with the human beings. But systems cannot understand our human languages. They have their own programming languages. So when we speak to the human beings, we follow some grammar part, right? Otherwise, they can't understand. So same like that, even systems follow some syntax. That is a grammar part or like every programming language has their own syntax. So Java is its own syntax, Python is its own syntax. Every programming language has its own syntax. So giving you an example of the programming language, first let us take an example of Python. Okay. Python has syntax like simple syntax. It's a one-line function. For example, you need to add like you can directly print of 10 plus 20. So you don't need to write add of 10 comma 20 and this all. So you can directly print 10 plus 20. It will directly accept and then it will print the result as 30. So Python is simple syntax. But when you go to Java, you need to specifically write the public class main. So you have some syntax to follow there. So you have public class main, and then after public class main, you have public static void main, and then of string of arguments, and then let me avoid it, and then you need to write all the add function here and what are all you need to write, and then you have to close and then return, and again you need to close. So for Python it's a single line function, but for Java it differs, right? So every programming language has its own syntax to follow. So this is about the programming language. So next, I told you about the platform, right? So basically, program is a set of instructions that are given to a machine or a platform. So what is this machine and what is this platform? So let me tell you. So what is this machine or a platform? So before telling you what exactly platform is in programming, let me give an example. Okay. Okay. Let me give an example. So this is a road, guys. Okay. So this is a road. And let me give another example. So this is a railway track. Okay, this is a railway track. This is a railway track. Okay, fine. This is the road and this is a railway track. So on the road, like you can drive what you can drive car, you can drive a bike, you can drive trucks. On the railway track, you can drive train, right? So what are these both this road and this railway track are the platforms. On these platforms, we can drive like car, like vehicles, right? So basically, you cannot drive this train on the road. You cannot drive truck or car or bike on the railway track. So they have their own platforms. So basically, these are the platforms. On these platforms, you can drive on this road. You can drive the bike. So on this road, you can drive bikes as well as. So recently, past 5 to 6 years, you have been seeing in metropolitan cities, we have on the roads, we have another like flyovers, right? We have they have constructed flyovers. Why these flyovers are constructed? Because to run the metros, right? So on the roads, for the roads, like on the roads, we will drive the bikes, cars, and trucks on other large vehicles, right? But buses, this all. But to run the metro on the roads, they've again constructed the flyovers. So on these flyovers, we'll be running the metros. So we'll be running the metros. So this is the metro, guys. So this is a metros. Sorry, 1 minute. So this is the metro. This is the metro. Okay. So basically, this is a metro. So on the road platform, they've constructed again the platform that is flyover. On the flyover, they're running the metro. So for running metro, they have constructed two platforms. So why am I telling this is so now we'll going to the concept of platform. Okay, now we'll understand. So take a laptop. Okay, take a laptop. You have laptop. Okay, okay. Let me give an example. Like I have purchased a laptop 3 years back that is made up of Intel processor and a Windows operating system. So what is this all? Like basically laptop is a platform where it is a combination of software as well as the hardware. What is software? Software is basically operating system OS, that is Windows. Okay, that is of Windows. And next hardware, that is Intel processor we use. So basically, this platform is made up of our software as well as the hardware. Okay. On this laptop, you cannot run directly the applications, whatever the application or the projects you are developing or deploying. You cannot directly run on the platform that is laptop. Same like the metro cannot be run directly on the road. So the flyover has been constructed to run the metro. As same like that, on the laptop, you cannot deploy your applications. So on this laptop, you should again install some softwares like JVM, that is Java Virtual Machine, or PVM, that is Python Virtual Machine, to run Java applications or the Python applications. So on this laptop platform, again, we are installing some software like JVM or a Python Virtual Machine PVM to run the applications. So I have given this example to give a better understanding. So on this road, we have considered again the flyover to run the metro. Same like that on this laptop platform, we have again installed the Java virtual machine or Python virtual machine to run the application. So without JVM or PVM, we cannot run the Java applications or the Python applications, right? So same like that scenario, you need to understand like this is about the concept of the platform. Hope you understood. Guys, in this video, I have explained you the concept of software, front end, back end, database, and what is programming, what is programming language, and like what is platform, and why we need to learn this full stack development, and what are all the technologies that is learned here. And so I've explained you every single basic topic. Okay. So in the next video, I'm going to explain you the technologies that are required to build a web application. Okay. From the next video, I'll be teaching you front end, back end, and database technologies. I hope you understood every basic topic. Okay. So I'll be seeing you in the next video. Thank you. Be safe, keep learning, and support me. Like, share, and comment. Thank you, guys. See you in the next video.